Everybody, I got a much better picture than the other one did. So this is very good because now, as you see, the two houses there. Now I'm gonna scroll down and this the house itself was on Huarford Road. So I believe that's the one. So this is on Harford Road in Jackson Corners. So I don't know why that main road kept saying a two. But the person who they're sending the data to lives off of Huffer Road and Jackson Corners. And their house is right there. Let me just zoom in. Get a good look at what the fuck this. That's a big fucking house. Looks like a white car, a silver car, and and literally a dirt pathway. All, like a long ass dirt pathway, mind you. No, so that's why they put a two there. Okay. That's a big fucking yard, though. So, whoever lives at this particular house, I can find the address to it. So, I want the perps to see this so they'll get the message. I'm finding the people who you're sending this data to, their precise location, their house, what it looks like, and we're precisely on the map of where it's at. Now you can keep doing what you're doing, but let me tell you something. I don't consent to any of this, to the hacking or anything like that. So don't think that. But the more you're gonna keep, the more you do this, eventually everybody who you're sending this data to, their location is gonna be quite seen, not just by me, but other TIs. I hope you understand what that means. People are seeing this. So, with me being a TI and my data being transferred there, what's the chances of another TI's data being transferred to the same place? Oh, and by the way, you do keep a website handy for a lot of TIs, don't you? I heard the rumors. So I'm pretty certain it's not a rumor though. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. So, TIs, if what this means is that we're finding the people who are responsible for our data being stolen. The reason why I told TIs to basically make their location known, I would have not have said such a thing if this wasn't going to be as serious as I was making it out to be. It is quite serious because this has pinpointed us to the exact people who are probably most likely responsible for our targeting. If they're sending data to somebody and I'm seeing a big fucking house, a big fucking house costs a lot of money. So, who the fuck could possibly be living off of, what was it again? Oh, yeah. Jackson Corners. Between, off of Jackson Corners, between Huffer Road. And between what else street is there? Oh, Hilton Hill Road. And what city is this? Elizaville, huh? Or Elizaville? That's where that. What the fuck kind of name is Elizaville? I I really wish I could just see how pissed off they are right now from seeing this, because I know they are aware. I know they know. They see this. I'm loving every fucking minute of it though. Because, like, I mean, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I have never fucking heard of a town like Elizabeth. I've never heard of that. That's such a weird name. That's such a weird freaking name. But I want TS to see this. All you gotta do when they do that, just use the the drone finder app, do the map shit. They because of what they're doing with me It's bouncing my stuff all over the place, and this is how I'm able to find out where these assholes live at. I've gotten so many locations down already. It ain't even funny. So, I mean, got the evidence there. That's precisely where it was. I found the thing at. Now, was it that one or was it? Huh. I don't know. It could be this house, or it could be one of these ones over here. And the reason why I'm saying, actually, no, it was the one closest to. Yeah, it was the one. It was kind of, huh. Yeah, I think it was this one. It had to have been this one. Definitely that one. Because at least this, as large as that house is, it makes sense because they're making a lot of money from doing this dumb shit. So, I got my first suspect. Let it be known, 10:21 between 10 o'clock Sunday, June 28th. My data has been stolen and transferred, my network data, illegally, mind you, to whoever lives at this address. I don't know these people. I have never met these people. I don't know why they have this happening, but I'm gonna have a few questions for them as soon as I locate the actual address, which that probably won't take me very hard to find, by the way. So I know where they live, I know where they're at, and I'm gonna find the rest. All right, I'm obviously not outside. I'm actually inside my apartment, and that's like towards the entranceway. So what is it, like 10:04? I got in here like around like way later on. So there's no video footage of me going outside to that location, and as you see, it disappeared right off the map. So one of the people who was illegally accessing my device was in that location. Now I'm not currently outside again. It's like this is a new area. Screenshot that. Fallen Drive. So it left from my current location, from where from over like outside, which I'm actually on the inside, and wherever they send in the data is to someone here living. That looks like there's a house. That looks like a fucking house, like Fallen Drive. So who lives on Fallen Drive? And there's the house right there too. A full display of what it looks like. So they sent my whatever the data they're stealing from my device, they sent it here. That's a tiny fucking house. Let me zoom out. So the whoever is at this address, my data was sent directly to them. But man, that's a tiny fucking house. So I'm gonna zoom out just to see where this is. As you see, Fallen Drive. That's right next to South Drive, Center Drive, Valley Drive. Zooming out even more just to see where this is at. Caseville, Bethel Road, Everhill. That still doesn't give me much. All Fallen, Bevel, and looks like it just popped up again. See that? So and it's inside the house. That's not my current location. The time is 10:07, Sunday, June 28th. So who could be the owner of that house? I wonder. Hmm. Just to Vandalia, St. Louis, Salem, and Mount Vernon. So those are the current areas nearby. So that looks like that's either in Indianapolis or Indiana. That may be. I'm willing to bet that's Indiana that's in. Yeah, that's got to be in Indiana where that happened because that's the next location is once again they're sending data to the same house. They could be, trying to get even more EEG data just by doing this. Now, if you're wondering, I believe that's a drone that they're using, and that drone is latched on, basically my IP address is illegally attached to that drone, which I don't own because I've never purchased a drone ever in my life. And as you see, these are the illegal Wi-Fi access points that are basically attached to my network. So there you go. And as you see what it's doing, they sending it over to where I live, my current unit, and they're sending it back. Just traveling, siphoning off the data, selling it off. And as they're doing that, let me just go back to this. There's the tinnitus. So they literally just hit me with a little bit of tinnitus in the right ear. Now the time is 10:09. It's Sunday, June 28th. Now I can get evidence of even that. And as you see, now we got a whole new location. So who lives on Hoeffer Road, huh? You screenshot that. That's like way out there, dude. Who the fuck are these people, man? Seriously. And you see how stupid this is? They're giving me whoever they're sending this data to, I'm getting their locations. Their actual house locations. The street address and everything. So what's gonna happen when I find out precise? I hope they realize this gives me a name first and last too. I wonder if they realize that. That was. Oh well, I gotta screenshot it, but I need to zoom out. Let me get the lay of the streets. Okay, zooming out a bit more. That's Elizabeth. Germantown. Kingston. That's next to Albany. That's like between Albany and Massachusetts, and Connecticut and Birmingham. So if I have to take a guess, that's super weird because they got a place called Hartford there too. But you see, Connecticut is like right below that. So what is that? Hartford that person's in, And there it is again, a pinpointed location. And as you see, Hoefer Road. So apparently they're living like way out there where there's like barely any houses around. That's what like if I had to look at this properly, I'm seeing what like one over there, and there's two, three, four. It looks like a maybe a little garage there in the back. So that's Hoefer Road, and I really want to screenshot that because I'm actually, you see here, and here's the thing, I can basically see what this house looks like if I wanted to. So this house is on that's Hoefer Road, but what's this main road? I'm seeing nothing but a two there. It's just two all along it. Like what the crap, dude? Okay, Hoefer Road, right? Awesome. So Maple Lane and Hoefer Road. Let me see where that's at, and then I'll come. If you're if you're wondering who that is, that would be my neighbor on the left hand side of my apartment unit. And that is actually one of the perps who is involved in my targeting. I believe it's him and his family, and then there's another group of people on the left side of my apartment unit who are also involved. Now, I don't own any Apple device at all. I don't. So, considering the distance and the location, there's no doubt that that would definitely be my neighbors. Definitely would be their apartment where that's coming from. And as you can see, right there. So I'm gonna click off of it, just so you can take the mark off. You see the positioning of the building here? I'm specifically like right along closest to the right hand side of that whole in that part of the building that's out, because it's like kind of like a balcony area to where it's connecting the elevator and stuff, right? So I know this for a fact because the minute I would walk out the door, the elevators are right there. And then there's like a little bit more to like the side to my left. And then their front door is awfully close to my second door. So, it makes sense that a device would come up that way. But since I don't own an Apple device, yeah, and I've never at all purchased an Apple device in my entire life, not even a single one. I've never purchased any of their products. So as you see, every day that they're doing this, this is jotting down evidence in real time. So I don't even have to look at this, and I would still have the evidence of everything that they're doing at this point. I don't know if they realize that though. Like even now, the more stuff that they're doing currently as I speak, it's already jotting down the evidence automatically in real time. I barely have to lift a finger here. Like seriously. And then of course we see some Bluetooth devices coming up. This is listening equipment that they probably are using in as you see here, multiple locations. Bring up the satellite view. And here's where they all have them positioned. They have some listening devices, at least 3 on the outside of my apartment from the looks of this. There's 2 most likely against the wall, another one against the other outside wall, like where that whole kitchen area is, and then there's one like right in between the elevators. Now, they probably have that so they can keep tabs, to listen in on when the elevators, actually moving around. So then they can just basically spam into the camera, which they basically swapped out. And yes, I do have the footage of the actual faces of the people who did swap that camera out, all of their faces. And as you see here, there's like 4 other listening devices towards the left. Now, that other device was like slightly farther down over here. So it would make sense that there would be Bluetooth devices on like several. But you see, there's also one like up against this area as well. So like, they got this stuff. It's just all around the same area. It just so happens to be where my apartment is at. So all of this happened. All of this, nearby scene, 27/6/2020. 6 month on the 27th day. All of this illegal surveillance that they did, all documented, all jotted down. So again, I don't. All of that, but like all of this happened yesterday, man. All of it. Look at all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. In fact, hang on. In fact, I need to do that, if I'm not mistaken, just so I have this stuff backed up even more. Because I can record, but I need to also make backups for this as well. So, I mean, they're going to keep doing it regardless because of how greedy, people are greedy, like really greedy. And they do just about anything they want for money, even if it means the cost of one's life. I must admit, though, I find myself in a situation like this, and then I look back at my mother's situation, and I figure out she suffered the same situation, and then all of a sudden the Kanika Jenkins case just keeps getting thrown in my face, like left and right. I never even knew the woman. I don't know. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's not. Maybe. I mean, at this point, if people are wondering, man, look, and I don't even care a fuck about posting this. I'm gonna tell you what happened. What I believe would happen. Anybody who's wearing all blue, and I'm not talking about the people investigating it. No, anybody but the people who are like at that party situation. Anybody who's wearing all blue, anybody who's wearing all red. I'm gonna tell you like it is. When it comes to these gang stalkers, they work side by Masons. The Masons are actually known to be way into the whole human trafficking thing and human sacrifice bullshit of which they do. Zacchaeus spoke out about this, and if you were to look into the symbolization that they got for colorism, you notice that the color red, they use that for blood sacrifice. If you look in the colorization that they have for the color blue, you'll notice that they have that as the color for war. This is the very same thing that many other targeted individuals have also been very well aware of. But I need to give a message to fellow TIs. Normally, I would never even be talking right now, because the thing about this is that people don't realize is that even the smallest reaction is basically not giving them data. At this point, it doesn't matter because I'm still getting my evidence even right now, even as they're doing the dirt. So the thing about this, right, the whole thing, is that when you go outside, and I did the live stream thing outside myself, but I had my reasons for doing it like that. I wanted to do that to show people the vulnerabilities of that. When you go out there holding the camera up, holding anything up, you see they basically are relying on that for data. They're relying on that for reaction data. This is why so many perps come up to you randomly trying to talk to you. It's to initiate a response. You need to just ignore them. Only talk to people when it's necessary. You know? And it's not that I'm trying to tell you to be antisocial, but I'm afraid like you got to be. In a way, in a kind of way you gotta be. You have to be because how dangerous this is. You got people who are hired to just get a simple reaction out of you, but some of these people may not even have any slightest idea of how much of a threat this stuff is, because this organization threatens to both rob you of your mind and your whatever the hell else that they want from your person. You know, it basically seeks to steal your life away, pretty much. But as for the regards of the Kanika Jenkins, look, you could just check out the colorization of the colors people were wearing. I looked at some of the footage that they were showing. If I'm seeing a dude in red, man, and all red, there's no doubt in my mind that guy was indefinitely involved because of this bullshit and how it is. But for people who are basically still looking at that, if you don't know, targeted individuals are the veterans who are basically working to kick that organization's ass. Every day we fight to basically get more and more information on these fucked up organizations that's doing this, to find ways to combat the technology that they use that makes people so afraid to oppose them. We're not afraid to oppose them because we're posting vids and sharing infos every day on the daily. But you see, I want the reason why I wanted TIs to desperately share, jot down the information like I mentioned in one of the other videos, is because of how significant this stuff is. Because it's that easy for you to get this data. You don't even have to be on it 24/7 for some of these platforms to just collect all that information that they're basically doing, and it does it for you. It does it for you. When they could be fucking with you all day, and it collects the information when all that when all your data is being illegally siphoned from you and sold off. It tracks that shit, all of it. Each and every time they keep accessing and doing stuff, it tracks every single bit of it, all of it. But TI's got it. I get the danger when it comes to this stuff when it uses weapons and this technology on you. The tinnitus is what allows them to basically hear through your ears. That heaviness that you feel when it feels like when your eyes are feeling one of your eyes are feeling like heavily or like swollen up a bit, like the blood, you can feel that blood pressure building up. That's when they're looking through your eyes. When you see, this is why it's so important just to ignore the stupid shit that these gang stalkers do. Ignore them. But you see, I get you still need your evidence. This is why TIs need to get some type of fix themselves up with some type of camera to where they don't have to move it around a lot. For TIs who can't really work around this, there is a solution for that. I believe the recording app is called Hidden. It was some sort of hidden recording app you could use to where you can basically, and I'm just going to give a description about this, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to find it. You will not find this on Google Play. I'm sorry. The only place you can find this app, if you're willing to get it, is Aptoid. That's the only place you will find that. Now, what this app does, though, is that it allows you to basically record everything without having to move the camera around. So what you would want to do is, like, if you had a pocket or something, you could just leave it there. Man, even if the perps use this tactic, don't pay them no mind. Don't. You know something? They're going to record you regardless. They're going to gaslight you regardless. The whole point is to ignore them. They make noise, ignore it. They talk shit, ignore it. Just go on about your day. Because understand, every reaction you give them is you basically tearing down your own defenses. You don't want to do that. And don't react unless you have no choice. And what I mean by this is in a scenario where you're in the middle, let's say like you're in the middle of the store, you gotta buy groceries. That's the only time you should react and only say what needs to be said. Don't get drugged into conversation. And even if they try to, you don't have to tell them shit. You don't have to tell them nothing. Just say what you need to say, move on, go on about your day, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Now then, other than that, I was thinking about going off grid. I still am, but I'm still worried about those other TIs, and I feel like I can't just. I don't know why. I feel like I just can't do that with all those other TIs out there who are just suffering at the hands of this damn organization. I don't know. I just feel like it's just not in me to leave and just go off grid and just let this shit slide. It just doesn't. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a manipulation. I don't know. But they did try using it. But people need to basically come to an understanding on one simple thing. There are people who have been experimented on since they were kids. I'm most likely just so happen to be one of those few. From what another fellow TI basically explained to me when it came to TIs who go through that process, the legal experimentation, is that they don't tend to snap out of it until like they hit their 30s, when they get closer to 30s. Now, coincidentally, here's why the situation is so questionable in my end. Well, it's starting to become way too obvious too. First off, I didn't get targeted, like over targeted until what, like I was damn near close to 30, and then the shit didn't actually go over until what, like I actually am 30. So, looking at that, like that's one thing, but then I look at the Kadika Jenkins case, right? Like a lot of the things that are being said about that, and they're saying, oh, they couldn't determine the cause of death. That's the same excuse I got from the coroner for my mom's death. So, am I supposed to just not look at the clear picture there? I believe my mom suffered whatever fate that Kanika Jenkins must have suffered. It was the same shit with my mom. And I know it must have been because neither my brother or my sister or myself were with her whenever, whatever the hell was going down, what the hell happened. Over there, we don't know. All the people I know who were in communication with my mom was my sister and my brother. I barely had any communication with her, but I was able to reach out to her. I'm just grateful I was able to at least talk to her, and it was so long ago when that happened. If only I knew what was going down. If any of us knew, whether it be my brother or my sister, knew that this bullshit was happening, we would have been there. We would have definitely been there to defend our brother, without a doubt. But it's just, and like, here's the thing: you're not gonna just be able to, when you start fucking with people's minds. That's not something people are just gonna let slide and let just allow to happen to the next person, It's not gonna happen like that. Like, all of that shit is basically gonna come back to its source. What do we hear every freaking time when it comes to a person becoming a target individual? The Masons. It's all going back to them. It's all going involved with the police. It's all being involved with the FBI. It's all being involved with all these organizations. So think about it, right? Like, all of this stuff goes all the way back to them. But think before the apps and stuff which was showcased. Before that, just think about it. All of this shit that just keeps going back to them. Yet they were still, they still had the nerve to basically discredit TIs despite that. Man, it's a ridiculous thing, It really is. In fact, I'm losing track of what I was mainly supposed to be doing here. Let me go ahead and just take care of this. But I want TIs to understand, to give them, just to give you all a better understanding on how to deal with the situation. I get that you do want to do a live stream outside. I did it, but I was hoping people would understand how dangerous that is. When you saw me do it, because you see that, like, I kept saying I shouldn't respond. I shouldn't respond. What was I still doing though? I was responding. Now, here's the counterproductiveness on it. You know not to respond, but here's the thing. People are in chat are going to want to talk. When you see that, understand that the perps are watching that too. So as they're seeing that, they're trying to gain a reaction out of you, right? So if you want to, at all TIs, for your own safety, if you want to do a live stream, please just do it when you're at home. That's the safest place you can be, because when you're out and about and you basically, they tried to get me into an accident, okay? They did. It was so bad that the nano was blinding my eyes as I was basically crossing the bridge. That bad. Now, I made sure I was documenting this as it happened. And I think there really is some truth to this automated system and the AI systems that do the torture, because I believe that's what was responsible for we're doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. This is just a short one. I'm just showcasing this to everybody. So like you could have this thing running in the background all day long, and it would catch all of this. It would catch all of it. You could just have this running in the background, and it would catch every little bit of it. You see how you see today, and then you see the current scan, all of that. It just gets every single bit of it, all of that evidence.